of India, so that it can be of use during their execution work at site. So we begin with the topic special concrete. Special concrete deals with actually basically. Firstly, I welcome you on behalf of JK Cement Walmax. I belong to the JK Cement family, basically the white cement division, where we have the JK Walmax, JK Whitemax, and my entire customer technical services team. Few of my colleagues have joined. I welcome you all for this presentation. We pay a tribute to Sir Visvesvaraya, whose birthday we celebrated on 15 September this month. And Sir M. Visvesvaraya was born on 15 September 1860. He is also known as the father of engineers. He was an Indian engineer, scholar, statesman, and the Diwan of Mysore from 1912 to 1918. He is the recipient of the Indian Republic's highest honor, the Bharat Ratna, in 1955. He was knighted as the Knight Commander of the British Indian Empire by King George V for his contribution to the public good. Now the concrete. Whenever we think about concrete, we can define it in very few words. Concrete is the second largest artificial material used after water by human being in the world. This is the true fact as of now. Research says worldwide the yearly production of concrete is about 13 billion tons and growing. So this is the fact about concrete. It is the second largest artificial material after water being used by human beings, and also it is being used in tonnage. If we convert, it is in 13 billion metric ton. A simple definition of concrete. Concrete is a mixture of cement, fine aggregates, coarse aggregates, or gravel or grit, and water, with or without admixtures, which when allowed to cure becomes hard like stone. So this is the standard classic definition of any concrete. Now the advantages of concrete, why it is being used worldwide in such a big quantum. It can be molded in any shape. It is durable. On-site fabrication is possible, like the precast. It is economical when compared to many other products. It is fire resistant up to a great extent. It is energy efficient also, because when we say of concrete, it does not require that does not emit that carbon footprint, leave that much carbon footprint as other products available, and which are also costlier. And also aesthetically, since it is moldable, it is durable, it gives a very good aesthetic looks also if molded properly. Now Surat is a city of flyovers. I know I have heard there are more than about say 100 odd flyovers in Surat, and you might have seen many flyovers with some carvings on it. So it gives a good aesthetic look, because it can be converted into any shape or size. Now there are few disadvantages also of concrete. It has a very low tensile strength, and to fulfill this lacuna, we add steel to it. आपने देखा होगा जब भी स्लैब होता है या कॉलम या बीम होती है, we add reinforcement to it. This is to increase the tensile strength of the overall concrete member. It is brittle, just like glass. उसको थोड़ा सा भी bend आ जाएगा, up to a certain extent वो bear कर लेगा, but after एक छोटा सा और bend आ जाएगा, just like glass, it will crack immediately. It has volume instability. You might have seen in many, say in your flyovers only, you might have seen after a certain gap of say 10 to 15 meters, there are expansion joints. छोटे छोटे झटके आपको लगते होंगे गाड़ी चलाते हुए, टक टक टक. So these are nothing but the expansion joints to take care of the volume instability of the concrete. In national highways also, we give this expansion joints, which are later filled by say bitumen or say thermocol or any other suitable material which can absorb the expansion. It has also a very low strength to weight ratio. Just compare a member of concrete which can take some X amount of load, and then compare it with a steel member. So the steel member will be a very lesser cross section area to bear the same load as the concrete. अगर 1 टन अगर concrete को वजन उठाना है, तो 1 मीटर बाय 1 मीटर अगर हम लोग concrete का स्ट्रक्चर लेते हैं, तो उसी वजन को उठाने के लिए स्टील का बहुत ही छोटा स्ट्रक्चर हमको लगेगा. It will not be a very big structure. So hence we say it has a very low strength to weight ratio in comparison to many other products. So these are the disadvantages of concrete. Mainly there are two types of concrete in use. First is the normal concrete. like I said before, the 1-4 and 1-1.5 3, which is a nominal form of concrete. Nowadays we go with the mixed design concrete. And second form is the special concrete, high performance concrete with high strength, high flowability, high many other properties which can be see-through concrete and all. We'll go through in this presentation. So these come under the category of the special concrete. Now just begin with the basic idea about the normal concrete. Concrete that is obtained by mixing the basic ingredients like cement, fine aggregates, coarse aggregates and water will give us normal strength concrete, as you can see in the picture. The strength of these type of concrete will vary from 10 to 40 megapascal. The normal strength concrete has an initial setting time of 30 to 90 minutes that is dependent on the cement properties and the weather conditions of the construction site. Now, normal concrete, again it is divided into two parts, the plain concrete or the PCC. Plain concrete will have no reinforcement in it. The main constituent are cement, aggregate and water. The density ranges between 2200 to 2500 kg per m3 and the compressive strength ranges between 10 to 50 megapascal. These type of concrete are mainly used as lean or base concrete or in the construction of pavements and the buildings, especially in areas where there is less demand of high tensile strength, as you can see in the picture. Now, the second part of the normal concrete is the RCC or the reinforced concrete. The reinforced cement concrete is defined as the concrete in which reinforcement is to be introduced to bear the tensile strength. Plain concrete is weak in tension and good in compression. Hence, the placement of reinforcement will take up the responsibility of bearing the tensile stresses. The steel reinforcement used in the concrete can be in the form of rods, bars, fibers, tendons or meshes. Whatever be the type of reinforcement used in concrete, it is very necessary to ensure a proper bond between the concrete and the reinforcement. This bond will control the strength and the durability of the concrete. As you can see in the picture, it is a very highly reinforced structure, and if the bond is not good, the overall concrete strength will be reduced drastically. Now the special concrete. Now the special concrete we have divided into actually two categories. First is the for all major construction works. Second will be the new advancement, and third is the third also I have taken a topic that is a very few 2 to 3 types of concrete we have taken in the third part, and these deal with the new advancement, very new advancement in the civil engineering and with the help of the information technology. So special concrete part 1 for all major construction work. These can be included as ready mix concrete, precast concrete, pre-stress, high density, lightweight concrete, air entrained concrete, fiber reinforced concrete, shotcrete concrete, ferro cement or ferro cement concrete, self-compacting concrete, mass concrete, and HPC or high performance concrete. We'll start one by one. Now the special concrete. Ready mix concrete to begin with. As you can see in the picture, there is one transit mixer which is offloading concrete, and practically no labor at site is being done, and you can see how neat the work is looking. Now it is popularly called as RMC, specially manufactured for delivery to customers, construction site in a freshly mixed or plastic or unhardened state. As you can see, the concrete is still in the unhardened state or a plastic state. It is sold by volume expressed in the cubic meter. Any concrete sold in the RMC business is sold in cubic meters. Now, what are the few advantages and few peculiar points of ready mix concrete? The elimination of storage space for basic material at site. There is no requirement of any storage space at site. As you can see, the execution is done immediately as soon as the pouring is started. Elimination of hiring of plant and machinery at site. Wastage of basic material is avoided. Labors associated with production of concrete is eliminated. You can very well see in the picture. Time required is greatly reduced. Noise and dust pollution at site is reduced. Basically, I come from Bombay, and in places like Bombay, there is a great issues with regard to the corporation norms, where noise and dust pollution is not allowed by the corporation. I also expect that Surat might be having a similar bylaws. So in that case also, ready mix concrete comes very handy. Now, advantages of ready mix concrete. A centralized concrete batching plant can serve a wide area. In cities like Bombay or Ahmedabad or Surat, I suppose, one RMC plant centrally situated can cater up to 25-30 किलोमीटर लॉन्ग एरियाज. एक साइट है जो 25-30 किलोमीटर दूर है, उसको भी आप सेंट्रली लोकेटेड रेडी मिक्स प्लांट से सर्व कर सकते हो, प्रोवाइडेड आपको थोड़ा सा मिक्स डिजाइन में उसमें एडमिक्सचर का ऐड करना पड़ेगा, सो दैट टिल रीचिंग द साइट द कंक्रीट डज नॉट गेट सेट, इट इज पंपेबल. The plants are located in areas zoned for industrial use, and yet the delivery trucks can service residential districts or inner cities. Better quality concrete is produced here because of the computerized system. Now, a typical RMC plant looks something like this. On the left, ready mix concrete plant has silos for fly ash and for the cement. The 2 or 3 silos that you are able to see, or 4 silos, basically are for cement. Fly ash in cities like Bombay, Ahmedabad, people also go for the GGBS, or the ground granulated blast furnace slabs like silos, where they can triple blend it for the manufacture of a concrete. Now, these are the hoppers for coarse and fine aggregates. You can see the transit mixer. These are the bulkers. The top picture in the yellow truck, you can see the bulkers. These are used nowadays in many big cities like Bombay, Ahmedabad, Surat. You find bags are being eliminated and bulkers are mostly in use. These bulkers have say inbuilt compressors which pump the cement to the silos, and so there are no bags involved in it. The cement is supplied in loose. An RMC plant control panel, the lower pictures, looks something like this. Closer look at the control panel. You can feed the concrete mix design as per the grade of the concrete. You can feed the cement quantity, aggregate quantity, water, and the admixture quantity, and there you go. Your concrete will be ready within 3 minutes. Now, RMC plant with the transit mixer, and at the filling point below, you can see. So this is the typical layout or say view of a RMC plant across India. Now, closer look at the hoppers. RMC coarse aggregate, weighing hopper, and conveyor belt. RMC plant transit mixer. And now this is a very important picture on the lower. It is the transit mixer. It is just like, it is a truck basically with a say cylinder, and which consistently keeps on moving or rotating on its axis, so that the concrete which is inside the cylinder does not get set. And also due to the continuous agitation, it is in flowable condition until reaching the site. So the quality person at the RMC plant has to decide what is the distance from his plant to the site, and what is the requirement of the pumpability or the slump cone say workability at site. For example, if a plant is located at A location and the B location or the site is at 30 kilometer, now the plant person, the quality person, has to decide how much admixture dosage he needs to add so that he can get a pumpable concrete at the site itself. So this is a very key factor in the ready mix concrete business. There is the cement weighing hopper through which it is transported to the mixer machine. Now, second, after the ready mix concrete, we go to the precast concrete. It is again a very popular type of concrete being used in India. You can see in the picture, only 1 or 2 laborers are involved in fixing the entire wall structure here. Now, precast concrete, various structural and non-structural elements can be made and cast in the factory as per the specifications and brought to the site at the time of assembly. Such concrete units are called as the precast concrete units. The example of precast concrete units are concrete blocks, precast walls and poles, concrete lintels, and many other such elements. These units have the advantage of acquiring speedy construction, as only assemblage is necessary at the site. Many other forms of precast unit being used in India and across the world are precast slabs, precast concrete poles, precast walls, precast hume pipes, precast fencing poles, and so on. But these are the mainly used precast members in India as of now. Now, pre-stress concrete, it is again a form of the precast concrete only, but pre-stressing is done in the form of tendons and so as to increase the properties or better the properties of the concrete. Pre-stress concrete. Most of the mega concrete projects are carried out through pre-stress concrete units. This is a special technique in which the bars or the tendons used in the concrete is stressed before the actual service load application. As you can see, the tendons on the beginning of the concrete member, these are the tendons which are inserted and then released. This phenomena of pre-stressing will help in lowering section of the concrete member and to be stronger against the tension. Now the high density concrete. Now the concrete that have densities ranging between 3000 to 4000 kg per meter cube can be called as the heavyweight concrete, resulting in high density too. Normally we have a concrete which have a density ranging between 2300 or slightly above that to 2500 to 2600. Now this high density concrete has a range of 3000 to 4000 kg per m3. The crushed rocks are used as coarse aggregates. The most commonly used heavyweight aggregates is barytes. These type of aggregates are most commonly used in the construction of atomic power plants and for similar sensitive projects. The heavyweight aggregates will help the structure to resist all possible types of radiations also. So, as you can see in the picture, this looks like a tunnel, and similar equipments or similar structures for just like the atomic power plant can be built using the high density concrete. Next is the lightweight concrete. This is again a very interesting topic covering many types of concrete again. As you can see in the picture, lightweight concrete can either be lightweight aggregate concrete, foamed concrete, or autoclave aerated concrete, AAC blocks. As seen in the picture, this is a type of a AAC block. It is commonly used in many bigger cities of India. I suppose Surat might also be using such type of blocks at sites. Such lightweight concrete blocks are often used in house construction as of today. Now, lightweight concrete is a versatile material which consists primarily of a cement-based mortar mixed with aggregates or foaming agents. Lightweight aggregate concrete can be produced using a variety of lightweight aggregates like perlite and all easily available in India. The air entrainment in the concrete is achieved by addition of foams or gas with the help of the foaming agents, for example. As you can see, the lightweight concrete, basically concrete that have a density lesser than 1900 kg per meter cube will be categorized as lightweight concrete. Maximum compressive strength achieved as of date is 40 megapascal. As you can see in the picture, lightweight concrete can even float on water, and these have again been categorized or sub-categorized as high lightweight concrete with our 800 kg per m cube density, medium lightweight concrete which have a density of around 650 kg per m cube, and very ultralight lightweight concrete with have a density of about 100 kg per meter cube. Now, lightweight aggregates originate from either natural materials like volcanic pumice, the thermal treatment of natural raw materials like clay, slate, or shale, for example, leca, manufactured from industrial byproducts such as fly ash or lightac, processing of industrial byproducts such as pelletized expandable slab, that is pellite. So these are the aggregates that which can be used in the lightweight concrete. Generally, it has more than excellent thermal and sound insulating properties. It also has a good fire rating and also non-combustible. It features cost saving through speed of construction and ease of handling, and hence the use of lightweight concrete, especially the lightweight blocks for the brick, they are replacing the bricks as of now, are being used commonly across India with great ease. The material is now being used as an ever increasing number of applications ranging from one-step house casting to low density void fills. These also help in the thermal insulation by reducing the temperature inside the house. Now, air entrained concrete. This is again a type of the lightweight concrete only, but it is a special category. That is why I've taken it separately. Now, how air entrained concrete is made, the process we will see. Now, step number one is the concrete. At the concrete batching plant, the slurry is poured into the truck mixer or the transit mixer. From then into the truck mixer, we add the foam generator through the air compressor through a lance, and the foam is added to the slurry in the truck mixer itself, and at the site foamed concrete is poured or pumped as per the requirement at site. So this is the basic idea how into a normal concrete we add the foam generator and a lightweight concrete or air entrained concrete is produced. You can see in the picture. These are concrete types into which air is intentionally entrained for an amount of 3 to 7% of the concrete. The air entrainment in the concrete is achieved by the addition of foams or gas foaming agents. Its primary use is for freeze-thaw resistance, especially in the say polar areas or the areas with very high temperature variations, or for improving the concrete workability. Some examples of air entraining agents are resins, alcohols, and fatty acids. Now, the fiber reinforced concrete. This is again a very popular concrete, especially in the construction of many highways as of now. Fibers are being ever increasingly used. Now, concrete made with Portland cement has certain characteristics. It is relatively strong in compression, but weak in tension and tends to be brittle. The weakness in tension can be overcome by the use of conventional rod reinforcement and to some extent by the inclusion of sufficient volume of certain fibers. Now, rod reinforcement will be at a particular location only, but the fibers will be throughout the matrix of the concrete, and here is the advantage of the fiber reinforced concrete. The uses of fiber also alters the behavior of the fiber matrix composite after it has cracked, thereby improving its toughness. Now, the fiber reinforced concrete and the uses of fibers can be listed as below. For the effective use of fibers in concrete, fibers should be significantly stiffer, number one. Number two, fiber content by volume must be adequate. There must be a good fiber matrix bond overall, and the fiber length must be sufficient. These are the three characteristics of the requirement of fibers that improve the use, that will definitely give a boost to the concrete properties. Fibers must have a high aspect ratio, that is, they must be long relative to their diameters, as you can see in the picture. Now, the types of fibers, there are many number of fibers being used, but we'll cover the main ones today. Now, types of fibers being used are glass fibers, steel fibers, synthetic fibers, carbon fibers, nylon fibers, and polyester fibers. We'll see a few of them. Now, the glass fibers. Now, glass fiber have many advantages but few disadvantages. That is why they are not popularly used across the world. Glass fiber products exposed to outdoor environment have shown a loss of strength and ductility. The reason for this are not clear, but it is speculated that it is due to the alkali attack. Because of the lack of data on long-term durability, glass reinforced concrete has been confined for non-structural uses only as of today. Glass fiber is available in continuous or chopped lengths. Fiber lengths of up to 35 mm are used in spray applications, and 25 mm length are used in the premix applications. Now, the steel fibers, they are the more popular ones. Steel fibers have been used in the concrete since early 19th century. Formerly, fibers that were used were round and smooth, and the wire was cut or chopped to the required lengths. The use of straight, smooth fibers has largely disappeared, and modern fibers have either rough surface, hooked ends, or are crimped or undulated through their lengths. As you can see in the picture, some tweaking is done at the end so that a better bond is received. The modern commercially available steel fibers are manufactured from drawn steel wire, from slit sheet steel that have a crescent shape cross section in the end. Typically, steel fibers have equivalent diameters ranging from 0.15 millimeter to 2 millimeter and a length from 7 to 75 millimeter. Now, the synthetic fibers, they are also very popularly used, especially in the construction of many flyovers in India. You might have seen the retaining walls of the flyovers. We use synthetic fibers in the under the blocks. Synthetic fibers are man-made fibers resulting from research and development in the petrochemical and textile industries. Use of synthetic fiber is restricted in the construction work, mainly because they are not much fire resistant. Now, the carbon fibers, this is again an interesting topic. Carbon fibers are manufactured by carbonizing suitable organic material in fibrous form at high temperature and then aligning the resultant graphite crystals by hot stretching. The fibers are manufactured as either type 1 high modulus or type 2 high strength and are dependent upon the material source and extent of hot stretching of their physical properties. Next is the nylon fiber. Nylon is a generic name that identifies a family of polymers. Nylon fibers properties are based on the type of base polymer, type of additive used, and the manufacturing conditions and fiber dimensions also. Currently, only a few types of nylon fibers are marketed for the concrete. Nylon is heat stable, hydrophilic, relatively inert and resistant to a wide variety of materials. Many national highways presently use these type of fibers to avoid the shrinkage cracks. Now, the polyester fibers. Polyester fibers are available in monofilament form and belong to the thermoplastic polyester group. They are temperature sensitive and above normal service temperature, their properties may be altered. Polyester fibers are somewhat hydrophobic. So the polyester fiber. Polyester fibers have been used at low contents, 0.1% by volume, to control the plastic shrinkage cracking in concrete. We move on to the shotcrete or the shotcrete concrete. As you can see in the picture, it is self-explanatory. This type of concrete is normally say pumped, or say a gun is used for the pumping instead of the pouring process. A shotcrete concrete differs in the way it is applied on the area to be cast. The concrete is shot into the frame or the prepared structural formwork. And compaction processes will be occurring at the same time. The pictures are self-explanatory. Now, the shotcrete concrete, as you can see in the picture, these are normally used in the retaining walls and also in the hilly areas as well as the tunnels where you can avoid the falling of the concrete or the stones. Now, the ferrocement or the ferrocement concrete. Now, this is the picture of a ferrocement concrete. Ferrocement is a type of thin wall reinforced concrete commonly constructed of hydraulic cement or lime mortar, reinforced with closely spaced layer of continuous and relatively small size wire mesh. The mesh may be made of metallic or other suitable material. Now, the term ferro cement is most commonly applied to a mixture of Portland cement and sand applied over layers of woven or expanded steel mesh and closely spaced small diameter steel rods, rebar. It can be used to form relatively thin compound curved sheets to make hulls for boats, shell roofs, water tank, etc. As you can see in the picture, the example of a ferro cement concrete. It has been used in a wide range of other applications, including the sculpture and prefabricated building components. Ferrocement has a very high tensile strength to weight ratio. The tensile strength to weight ratio is very high because they are moldable as well as they have a very less weight. And superior cracking behavior also because of the presence of the reinforcement in it in comparison to the reinforced concrete. This means that the ferrocement structures can be relatively thin, light and watertight also. Next is the self-compacting concrete or the SCC. This is the most popular form of concrete that has been developed, and more research work is going on. So because it is the only type of concrete where we have a very big scope of increasing the strength without doing much changes in the concrete metrics. Now, self-compacting concrete is an innovative concrete that does not require vibration for placing and compaction. Advantage number 1. It is able to flow under its own weight, completely filling the formwork and achieving full compaction even in the presence of congested reinforcement. This is the advantage number 2. It is self-compacting, does not require any or very less vibration. And secondly, even in the congested reinforcement, especially in the columns and beams of high-rise structure, it is a very useful product. The concrete that requires little vibration or compaction has been used in Europe since the early 1970s, but self-compacting concrete was not developed until the late 1980s in Japan. In Europe, it was probably first used in civil works for transportation networks in Sweden in the mid-90s. The European countries funded a multinational industry lead project SCC 1997 to 2000, and since then, self-compacting concrete has found increasing use in all European countries. You can see in the picture, self-compacting concrete offers a rapid rate of concrete placement with faster construction times and ease of flow around congested reinforcement. SCC is often produced with low water to cement ratio. This is the biggest advantage that we have here, providing the potential for a very high early strength, earlier demolding, and faster use of elements and the structures. Especially in cities like Bombay, where we have very high rise structures, G40, G plus 50, and so on, G plus 30 and so on. Here they go for, instead of normal shuttering, they go for the Maiwan shuttering or the aluminum shuttering. And here the self-compacting concrete, which gives a very high early strength because of the lesser water cement ratio, comes handy because of the faster use of elements and the structures. The fluidity and segregation resistance of SCC ensures a high level of homogeneity, minimal concrete voids, and uniform concrete strength, providing the potential for a superior level of finish and durability to the structure. So these are the advantages. It gives a uniform concrete strength. It provides a potential for superior level of finish and the durability. Why the durability? As you go on reducing the water in concrete, the durability and the strength parameters go on increasing. Now the benefits: less dependent on skill on site, safer, quieter sites because no or very little vibration is required. It has a better appearance because of the good finish. It has a better durability because use of very less water cement ratio, and strength is as needed as per the concrete mix design because of again the use of minimal water to cement ratio. Important properties: self-compacting concrete and the slump value will be between 6. Self-compactability and the slump value will be between 650 and 750 millimeters. Initially, this is the fresh properties initially. Avoidance of bleeding and segregation. These occur mainly due to the improper mix design. So a proper mix design with the use of good quality admixtures will ensure less bleeding or no bleeding and segregation. Low shrinkage, because again you are reducing the water content. So water is the main culprit in the shrinkage cracks. So there will be low shrinkage. Low permeability, again due to high density, and strength is as needed because the mix design is very compressive strength is high because of the use of very minimum water to cement ratio. We move to the mass concrete. We have not covered much about the mass concrete, but a single slide where we can, which is self-explanatory. So as you can see in the picture on the left, this is the construction of a dam where mega concrete volume is used every day. Now, mass concrete in a massive structure, example a beam, column, pier, or a dam, where its volume is of such magnitude so as to require special means of concrete with the generation of the heat and subsequent volume change. It generates a huge volume of heat, and due to which the volume changes are also there, and care has to be taken by the site engineer to avoid any problems out of these. The concrete is placed in large open forms The mix is relatively harsh and dry and requires power vibrators of the immersion type for the compaction. The picture is self-explanatory. You can just imagine the magnitude of concrete that has been used in the construction of this dam. Now the high strength concrete. This is again a big topic. We have covered the main points. The high strength concrete, the concrete that have a strength greater than 40 megapascal can be termed as high strength concrete. This increased strength is achieved by decreasing the water cement ratio and even lower than 0.35. The calcium hydroxide crystals that are the major concern product during the hydration of the strength properties is reduced by the incorporation of silica fume. In terms of performance, the high strength concrete out to be less performing in terms of workability, which is an issue always, and this can be overcome by the use of high polymer based admixtures also. Now high performance concrete, as you can see in the picture, concrete may be regarded as high performance for several different reasons: high strength, high workability, high durability, and perhaps also improved visual appearance. So these are the four subcategories how you can define a concrete as a high performance concrete. High strength concrete can be considered as a concrete with a strength in excess of 60 megapascal, and such concrete can be produced as relatively normal concrete with a higher cement content and a normal water reducing admixture. High performance concrete. However, ultra high performance concrete will more usually contain cement replacement materials and a high range water reducer or super plasticizer. So this is the basic requirement, that they will require a replacement of cement so as to not increase the heat of hydration of the concrete, and also water reducer or a high range water reducer or a super plasticizer. They are the two things that a concrete mix design or a concrete technocrat has to balance in the making of a high performance concrete mix design. Now we begin with the second type of special concrete, and these deal basically in the architectural, aesthetic or non-structural purpose concrete. First is the plumb concrete, second here is the polymer concrete, third is the pervious concrete, fourth is the stamped concrete, fifth is the stenciled concrete, sixth are the polished concrete, seventh are the architectural walls, eighth is the fabric formwork, and ninth is the translucent concrete. We'll start with the first one, plumb concrete. As you can see in the picture, now it is type of concrete in which larger stones are up to 300 millimeter size is added in normal concrete just to increase the weight without changing its properties. So many smaller stones are also used, and bigger stones up to the size of 300 millimeter can be used in the plumb concrete. The resulting concrete is called as plumb concrete. The fluidity of the plumb concrete is same as normal concrete, and so it can be pumped wherever it is required. Now, the plumb concrete can also be used as leveling concrete, where the foundation depth is not equal or the NGL is also not at the same level. So it is also used, and in many cases, as a leveling concrete also. Now the polymer concrete. Now low component weight, high strength, smooth surface and extremely high resistance are four reasons why polymer concrete is the ideal material for professional drainage channels, as you can see in the picture. It is made from natural materials such as quartz, basalt and granite, which are mixed with a polymer binder. MEA polymer concrete is the basis for highly resilient heavy duty drainage channels. The high resistance of MEA polymer concrete to most chemical liquid is beneficial for the environment. These are biggest advantages. They are chemical resistant. Polymer concrete uses a polymer binder in place of the Portland cement. This is the basic difference between the normal concrete and a polymer modified concrete, because they use a polymer binder instead of the Portland cement. The potassium silicate polymer concrete are more like the Portland cement concrete because they have very high compressive strength also. Unlike Portland cement concrete, potassium silicate concrete offers exceptional resistance to non-fluoride acids, including nitric, hydrochloric, sulfuric, and phosphoric acids. So they are very much acid. They are able to resist the acidic attack up to a great extent, unlike the normal concrete. Now the pervious concrete. Now, as you can see in the picture, these are the type of laid concrete. Like someone says कि we are living in a concrete jungle. तो concrete jungle में जब बारिश होगी तो बारिश का पानी जाएगा कहाँ? There is no way out for the precipitation or the rainfall water to go inside the and fetch the say water table. हमारा water table, ground water table recharge कैसे होगा? So pervious concrete is the solution to this problem. Now, pervious concrete is a special type of concrete with a high porosity and is used for concrete flatwork applications that allow water from precipitation, precipitation means rainfall, and other sources to pass directly through, thereby reducing the runoff from a site and allowing the groundwater recharge. Pervious concrete has little or no fine aggregates and have enough cementitious paste to coat the coarse aggregate and preserving the interconnectivity of the voids. It is traditionally used in parking areas, areas with light traffic, pedestrian walkways and greenhouses. It is an important application for sustainable construction. You can see in the picture how the pervious concrete works. Now, this picture again speaks for itself. No fines concrete, again a type of pervious concrete is the no fines concrete. No fines concrete can be defined as a lightweight concrete composed of cement and aggregates. Uniformly distributed voids are formed throughout its mass. No fines concrete usually is used for non-load bearing and for external walls and partitions. No fines concrete consists of coarse aggregates and cement paste. In the hardened stage, aggregate particles are covered by a thin layer of cement paste and are in point-to-point contact with each other. At each contact point, the paste forms a small fillet. These fillets hold the particles together and give strength to the concrete. You can very well see in the picture. Next type of special concrete is the stamped concrete. They are basically the architecturally used concrete. Now, stamped concrete is an architectural concrete where realistic patterns similar to natural stones, granites and tiles can be obtained by placing impression of professional stamping pads. This stamping is carried out on the concrete when it is in the plastic condition. Different coloring stains and texture work will finally give a finish that is very similar to the costlier natural stones. A high aesthetic look can be obtained from a stamped finish economically. This is used in construction of driveways, interior floors and patios. Patios are the walkways in the gardens. Garden में एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाने के लिए छोटे-छोटे कंक्रीट के रास्ते बने होते हैं ना, they are called as the patios. Now the stenciled concrete. The picture is self-explanatory. Now, stenciled concrete is an affordable way to add style to a plain concrete floor. A stenciled concrete floor can also help you hide the imperfections, create a lovely focal point in your home, or just add a dose of beauty to your flooring for very little cost. Stencils can be used in new or old or existing concrete structures, just like the picture. Next is the polished concrete. Now, polished concrete is fast becoming the ultimate no wax flooring material. Thanks to recent advance in polishing equipment and techniques, contractors are now grinding concrete floor surface, whether new or old, to a high gloss finish that never needs wax or coating. The pictures are again very clear for and speak for themselves. They are the example of the polished concrete. Now, the polished concrete is a form of sustainable design flooring as it utilizes a material that has already been placed. Polished concrete floors are low maintenance as they are durable and easy to clean. Its high coefficient of friction can make it non-slippery too. Now the architectural walls. This is the beautification walls that are used with the concrete embedded in it. Now the photo engraved concrete. The photosensitive sheet is placed into the mold with face up and concrete is poured on the top. Facades are designed in special ways with Reclai formliners of the photo concrete category. Photo engraving formliners transform photos onto concrete surface that are animated depending on the direction of the light. 3D formliners enable three-dimensional visualization. After coloring, a photo engraved concrete looks something like this. Next is the fabric formwork. As the name suggests, it just looks like a fabric or a molded concrete. Now, this is an emerging technique to transform concrete in any architectural shape. The sculpture and architectural freedom offered by this method of construction is matched by new possibilities for efficiently curved structures. Next is the translucent concrete. You might have heard and seen a lot about it. Translucent concrete is a concrete-based building material with light transmittive properties due to the embedded light optical elements, usually the optical fibers. Light is conducted through the stone from one end to the other. Therefore, the fibers have to go through the whole object. Now, the Lucon is a new breed of light transmitting concrete. Unlike other versions that use acrylic rods or optical fibers, Lucon is made of translucent fabric which are cast layer by layer into fine grained concrete in prefabricated molds, and the resultant you can see in the picture. This is the form of Lucon concrete, and these are the types of the translucent concrete or see-through concrete. We start with the third type in the special concrete, and these are the advanced concrete, and I've covered 4 topics into it. First is the bendable concrete or engineered cementitious concrete. Second is the cyber concrete, by the use of information technology to know the condition or the say properties of the concrete inside by going inside the concrete. Third is the inflatable concrete, or say you can say it as a use and throw concrete, also inflatable concrete. And fourth is the bacterial concrete for the repair works. We'll start with the bendable concrete. The bendable concrete, this is possible with the use of fibers. First one, the upper picture, is developed in USA, and second one has been developed in our Baroda by the MS University. As you can see in the picture, it is a slightly bendable one which can resist bend up to certain extent. I'll just very quickly show you the graph of the displacement or the say bend that we have seen. As you can see in the graph below, up to 2 millimeter displacement, the load keeps on increasing up to 350 Newton, and after that the line becomes flat. This means the concrete has cracked. So this concrete which we have developed here in India, many engineers are also working presently, and it has been done already for some engineers. The bendability is to be increased by use of fibers. Now, multiple cracking pattern and unique load displacement response of high performance fiber reinforced cement concrete under flexure. You can see the picture, the cracks, and in the lower you can see the graph depicting the displacement versus the load. Now, the various type of high performance fiber reinforced cement concretes. First we saw the Sifcon, second was Simcon, third was the ductile, and now we are going to use the engineered cementitious composite or the ECC. Now, these are the optimized form of the high performance fiber reinforced concrete. Now, the upper 3 portion, the Sifcon, Simcon and ductile, consume a lot of fibers, due to which they are less processable at site and very costly too. And that is why we go for the new type of concrete, that is the ECC, the engineered cementitious composite. Engineered cementitious composite is a systematically engineered form of concrete with micromechanics, by the use of micromechanics, with unique features. First one, ultra high ductility. Second is the strain hardening behavior, and third is the tight crack width control. They are the 3 advantages that can be achieved using the ECC. Further studies are going on across India, and I hope budding engineers like you also do some research work in this field, so that we are able to produce a very good bendable concrete in India also. just like this, developed by the Americans. You can see in the picture. Next is the cyber concrete. Now, use of information technology to know the durability conditions by going inside the concrete without actually going inside is the form of the cyber concrete. As you can see in the picture, icon spacer with IC tags are embedded in the core during the placement or the concreting work. These are read using the reader or the writer. Now, Sumitomo Osaka Cement Company Limited and YRP Ubiquitous Networking Laboratory in Japan have developed cyber concrete or smart concrete. Fixed radio frequency identification tags. As you can see in the picture, the tags are attached with rods that can store data in the concrete, and later on by the use of the reader or the writer, the data can be interpreted. These data can be of the durability of concrete inside and how the concrete has deteriorated or what is the condition of the concrete inside can be very well known. As you can see in the picture, these the lower picture, the sensor inside the concrete panel, the lower picture you can see, these are embedded inside, and next you can place the reader to get the readings. When YRP's special reader is moved close to the surface of the smart concrete, it converts the stored data to words, which reveals things such as when and where the concrete was made, its strength, its quality, and the proper applications also. So this is again in an advanced stage now. I expect more and more work to be done in this IT field, so that without going to the destructive testing like the core testing and all, we can very well get to know about the concrete, say durability, how durable is concrete even after placing of 25 or 30 years. This can be only achieved by the use of cyber concrete or smart concrete. Third, here is the inflatable concrete, or we say use and throw concrete. It's just a form of a concrete. As you can see, the concrete has been inflated. A bag weight, the concrete bag weight is about 230 kg. It has been used in an European country. When inflated, it covers an area of about 172 square meters. The cost in Indian rupees will be about 1.1 to 1.2 lakh rupees. So this is a single use, inflatable concrete or use and throw concrete, which can be very well used in say small exhibitions or say for public meetings and all, which can be used and thrown immediately without any much cost. This is again a smaller picture that was available on the net. This is again a form of the inflatable concrete. The studies are still going on, and India, we have still not achieved, or we have not prepared any such inflatable concrete, but I expect in few years from now we'll be able to achieve a good study in this also. Last in the segment is the bacterial concrete. It is a form of a repairable concrete. Now, bacterial concrete is a self-healing concrete for repairs and rehabilitation of old and heritage structures. Now, X-ray vision of the microorganisms densely packed in a pore of the PU matrix, which are pumped into the concrete, looks something like this. Now, building restoration of the urban stone heritage in Greece, where huge cracks were filled up using the bacterial concrete with great success. So this is again in a very say advanced stage, and many people in the say developing, especially in the archaeological sectors, are using it with great success. Now, with that, the topic on the special concrete is over. Now, I'll just brief a bit about JK Cement and its products. Now, JK Cement, earlier it was known as JK White Cement. Now we are rebranded itself since last year as JK White Max. Ab sab kuch Max. White cement application, as you all know, it is basically a aesthetic material for architectural use, and the degree of whiteness of white cement is calculated using the reflectometer, wherein the whiteness are compared with the standard whiteness rings of magnesium blocks, and these sample rings of white cement look something like this. They are placed in the reflectometer, and the whiteness is expressed in the percentage. JK Wallmax and JK Shieldmax, they are the two wall putty that JK White Cement produces. These are very popular product, and we are proud to say that JK Wallmax is the #1 selling wall putty not only in India but across the world. We have a tag of #1 selling wall putty in the world, the JK Cement Wall Max, and the Shield Max is the universal waterproof putty. Why wall putty? Because normal traditional construction work, आपने सबने देखा होगा, you might have seen the damp patches. अभी जैसा बारिश का मौसम चल ही रहा है, आपको अपनी दीवारों में कई जगह damp patches दिखेंगे, green and black algae and fungi के patches दिखेंगे, आपको यहाँ पे ब्लिस्टरिंग दिखेगा जिसको हम लोग चॉकिंग बोलते हैं, आप हाथ से घिसोगे तो आपका पेंट निकल जाएगा. और कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ ऑल, द चौथा पिक्चर, फोर्थ पिक्चर यू कैन सी द कॉम्बिनेशन, डैम्पनेस भी है, चॉकिंग भी है, ग्रीन एंड ब्लैक पैचेस भी है. तो ये सब अवॉइड करने के लिए वी सजेस्ट टू गो फॉर द वॉल पुट्टी. JK wall putty applications gives a beautiful finish to the walls and increases the life of the paint also. We have the JK Primex also. The second product that we have is the white cement based primer, which is used as a base coat before the paint work, which can be used on the plastered surface inside the building and outside the building. As you can see, many sites across the country, Shobha International Project Gurgaon, Nirbagh College Udaipur, Sanjeevani Group Jodhpur, they have used JK Cement Primex before the application of the paint on the plaster. The Ummed Public School Jodhpur, they have used this Primex before the paint work. Again is the range of tile adhesive. We have the JK Cement Tile Max. Earlier क्या होता था कि सीमेंट लगाकर टाइल चिपकाई जाती थी, अभी मार्केट में टाइल एडेसिव आ गए हैं, क्योंकि जैसे जैसे हमारी टाइल की साइज बढ़ रही है, कुछ लोग मार्बल भी लगाते हैं, कुछ लोग ग्रेनाइट भी लगाते हैं, तो सीमेंट से उतनी अच्छी बॉन्डिंग नहीं आ पाती है. उसके लिए टाइल एडेसिव्स आर बीइंग यूज्ड एंड मैन्युफैक्चर्ड अक्रॉस द country. Now JK Cement has introduced is a premium adhesive in grout with the name JK Tile Max. Now the traditional application और Tile Max application का एक comparison दिया है. Basically यही difference है कि जो thickness है tile adhesive में बहुत कम लगती है. Traditional application the thickness is very high. Secondly, हाई स्टोन जैसे स्टोन होते हैं, ग्रेनाइट, मार्बल, कोटा, कडप्पा, इसमें आप लोग सीमेंट लगाते हो तो डीबॉन्डिंग बहुत जल्दी आती है क्योंकि मोटे होते हैं. उसके लिए भी सजेस्ट टू गो फॉर द टाइल एडेसिव्स. सेकेंडली, आपके घर में टाइल पुरानी हो गई है और टाइल ऑन टाइल एप्लीकेशन आपको करना है, उसके लिए सीमेंट काम नहीं करेगा, उसके लिए टाइल एडेसिव ही लगाना पड़ता है. तो दीज आर द एडवांटेजेस इन कंपैरिजन टू द ट्रेडिशनल एप्लीकेशन विद द टाइल मैक्स एप्लीकेशन. इसमें हमारे दो प्रकार के एपॉक्सी ग्राउट्स भी आते हैं. ग्राउट्स आर बेसिकली जो दो टाइल के बीच में जब जो गैप छूटती है या छोड़ी जाती है एस्थेटिक व्यू के लिए, उसको भरने के लिए जो प्रोडक्ट यूज होता है उसको बोलते हैं ग्राउट. दो टाइप के ग्राउट हम लोग बनाते हैं. फर्स्ट इज द सीमेंट ग्राउट एंड सेकंड इज द एपॉक्सी ग्राउट. एपॉक्सी ग्राउट इज मोस्टली यूज्ड इन द इंडस्ट्रियल सेगमेंट एंड सीमेंट ग्राउट इज मोस्टली यूज्ड इन द हाउसिंग सेगमेंट. तो जैसा आप पिक्चर में देख रहे हैं, फ्लोरिंग टाइल पे सीमेंट ग्राउट भरा जा रहा है on the floor tiles as well as all the vertical tiles in the bathrooms. Now the construction facts. Now in the end I'll brief few construction facts. Now the Portland cement was invented by an Englishman named Mr. Joseph Aspidin, who patented it on 21st October 1824. He was a mason by profession. तो सीमेंट की खोज करने वाला, he was not an engineer, he was not a scientist, he was neither a doctor, he was a mason by profession. एक राजमिस्त्री था वो. The Three Gorges Dam in China is the largest concrete structure in the world, standing at 607 feet high and 7575 feet long. The largest concrete structure in the world as of today is the Three Gorges Dam. And JK Cement Limited is a world leader in white cement, and JK Wallmax is the #1 wall putty used across the world. Now concrete in the modern world is reaching the sky and making a big difference today. A big thank you to all of you for being a patient audience. My mail ID and my mobile number are available. Anybody can take the screenshot. And I request Darshan sir and staff, if you need this presentation, please send me a request mail. I'll be more than happy to share this presentation with the students and the faculty members. Thank you sir so much. Over to you, Darshan sir.
Thank you sir.